In recent years, there's been a notable trend of American retirees relocating to Mexico. In fact, over 2 million American retirees live in Mexico today, and Mexico is the most popular country for American expats. This migration is driven by a combination of factors, but the overwhelming reason is an economic one. Mexico offers a more affordable location for many retirees who are trying to stretch their dollar.
We just returned from Mexico, and while we were there, we met many expats who call Mexico home. We were a bit surprised by the trend, but with economic uncertainty, Americans are entertaining a new life that doesn't compromise their retirement dreams.
Today, we're going to explore the idea of living in Mexico. Perhaps you've never considered it or are wondering why Mexico is so attractive, so stay tuned.
We're John and Bev, and we are the Retirement Travelers.
If you're just finding us, we are full-time world travelers who love traveling. If you want to follow along with us, you can join us on Instagram or Facebook, or you can sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter tells a little more about our personal journey, so sign up below if you're interested.
One of the primary reasons American retirees are drawn to Mexico is the economic benefit. Now, the cost of living in Mexico is significantly lower than in the United States, which means retirees can enjoy a higher standard of living while spending less. The cost of living is 45% lower than in the States, and this is particularly appealing in an era where many Americans are retiring with insufficient savings, and the cost of living is on the rise in the States. Many couples live a very nice life there for less than $40,000 a year, and we've even heard of some doing it for $30,000.
One of the biggest reasons we imagine more people don't give Mexico a try is because of the crime rate. Mexico's violent crime rate is nothing to ignore, but there are also wonderful places that are not crime-free, but safe by American standards. San Miguel de Allende and several other locations enjoy low crime, and the expats feel safe there.
And on our recent trip to Mexico City and San Miguel de Allende, we didn't have any problems being on the streets. We felt very safe, but we will say we are very careful, and we rarely walk around at night alone. We know that many expats live in gated complexes, and they do this for a reason, so consider safety if you're planning to live there.
Housing in Mexico offers more than just affordability. It provides value. Retirees can purchase property at a fraction of the cost compared to the U.S., often in prime locations such as coastal towns or cultural hubs. The lower property taxes and maintenance costs also add to the financial relief. We learned about the tax rates when we spoke to a realtor on our recent trip, and it was very revealing. Taxes are very low.
Healthcare is another important factor. Mexico's healthcare system has seen substantial improvements in recent decades, with many hospitals equipped with the latest technologies and staffed by English-speaking, often U.S.-trained medical professionals. Healthcare costs are generally much lower than in the United States, both including routine procedures and emergencies, making it a draw for retirees that have health concerns.
We always stock up on prescriptions when we're in Mexico, and we did this before we returned. John takes a prescription that is very expensive in the States, and we were able to get it for less than a fifth of the cost back home. Now, this is the same brand in the same packaging.
Medical tourism has always been popular in Mexico, and while we feel more confident with private hospitals, there are public hospitals that provide care if you cannot afford the private care. Permanent residents can apply for government insurance, and you can also obtain private insurance that is much cheaper than in the U.S.
The day-to-day expenses in Mexico, from groceries and dining out to domestic help and transportation, are much cheaper. This allows retirees to enjoy luxuries that would be cost prohibitive in the United States. Imagine the ability to dine out more often, hire help for household chores, and still have money to do some traveling.
Beyond economics, the quality of life in Mexico offers several attractions that resonate deeply with retirees. The warm climate, the varied and beautiful landscapes, and the leisurely pace of life are significant draws. Now, there are beautiful golf courses there, and the beaches are fantastic. We were able to hire drivers through Uber and My Day Trip that were pretty inexpensive And if you live in Mexico City, it's actually a very walkable city, and they also have a great metro.
In some neighborhoods in Mexico City, we saw beautiful malls and grocery stores that give Whole Foods a run for their money. As we drove, we saw many American restaurant brands, but we have to say the food in Mexico is so good. We were not interested in Smash Burgers or Cheesecake Factory or Buffalo Wild Wings, but those are available.
The climate in Mexico is incredibly diverse. However, many areas popular with retirees, such as the Riviera Maya and Baja California Peninsula, offer year-round temperate weather, which is ideal for those snowbirds or Americans who live in the north. In San Miguel de Allende, the weather is pretty temperate year-round, and in the winter, many places in Mexico offer the perfect climate for seniors.
Mexico is full of history and culture, and becoming a student of it sounds fun to us. From ancient archaeological sites and colorful festivals, there is much to keep you entertained as you explore.
That's right. Now, the warmth and hospitality of Mexican communities mean retirees often feel welcomed and quickly integrate into the social circles if they make an effort. Now, learning Spanish is not required, but why limit yourself when you could learn the local language and have more opportunities to interact with the locals? You know, there are language schools throughout the country, so sign up if you're going there. You're cheating yourself if you skip this part.
For those looking to stay active and engaged, Mexico offers a wide range of options. Golfing, fishing, hiking, and other outdoor activities are readily available and affordable. The large and growing expat communities organize regular social events, classes, and workshops, ensuring that retirees can pursue new hobbies and meet other expats.
There are many Facebook groups that can help you assimilate and even help answer the little questions that might pop up. You know, our biggest question was, how do you get your mail? And we were told that most people have a box in the States and they use a mail service to forward their mail to a private receiver.
Amazon delivery is available, and in San Miguel, there's a system where they employ a mail carrier to meet up with someone from the States to deliver packages for things that Mexico's Amazon doesn't deliver. When we were there, we saw Walmart and other shopping centers. Expats in Mexico are not living without. They can buy beautiful crafts and home furnishings that are traditional but also contemporary.
Proximity to the United States is a significant factor for retirees who want to be close to home. You know, most areas in Mexico popular with retirees are just a short flight away from the U.S., making it very feasible for frequent visits from family and friends or return trips to the States when necessary. You know, this proximity also alleviates some of the anxieties about living abroad, so retirees know they can quickly return home if needed.
If you're considering becoming an expat in Mexico, we'd recommend that you do your research. You'll want to connect with some Facebook groups and perhaps even professional relocation experts. We know that many people choose to live with only a tourist visa, which allows you to stay for 6 months at a time. The good news is that every time you return home to the States, your 6 months start over. Now, we've heard of immigration officers that might not give you the full 6 months, so be aware.
The other option is to get a temporary residency visa, which allows you to stay for up to 4 years. Now, there's also a permanent residency visa, and this gives you additional benefits like health care.
Overall, we think Mexico is a great place for American retirees. And if we were looking for a home away from home, it would be at the top of our list. We love the culture, the food, and the gracious people. We'll see you next time.
Be sure to hit subscribe and follow along on our retirement journey around the world.